Hello and welcome to English News Bulletin of Hallabol. This is Rashmi here with you. Before moving to the details, at first let us have a look at the day's headlines. Strike called by 10 trade unions got a mixed response in Tripura. Although since morning there was good response from public, but as the BJP cadres threatened public, few shops and business establishments were bound to open. Former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar along with senior CPM leaders Gautam Das, Manik Dey went to visit distracted CPI-SUCI headquarters. Durant TV channel journalist Sharif Ahmed faced attack by BJP supporters while he was taking pictures of dysfunctional situation at Bakshanagar bus stand. Incidents of violence reported from various parts of West Bengal during nationwide strike called by 10 trade unions. In their two-day Delhi Chalo protest march against newly implemented farm laws, Punjab farmers faced water cannons, tear gas. Now the news in details. The strike called by trade unions got a mixed response in Tripura. Although since morning there was a good response from public, but the BJP cadres threatened public, few shops and business establishments could be seen open. The 24 hours Bharat Bandh called by 10 leading trade unions including the left on a 10 charter point demands evoked partial response in Tripura. Even though railway services came to a standstill from yesterday owing to the bandh called by TPF, Tribal People's Front, a section of shops and business establishments remained open mainly because of bloodshot eyes of the ruling BJP cadres. The transport services also operated on a low scale. However, attendance in government schools and offices was normal as employees and teachers were forced to put their signatures of attendances in their workplaces. However, despite adequate security being put in place, normal life was affected across the state. In most of the places, it took an arm-twisting intervention from the ruling party cadres and motorbike force who forcibly opened the shops and business establishments. Although the opposition party did not do any picketing, the ruling BJP led massive campaigning to thwart the strike. Agartala railway station airport remained almost empty with few passengers as the vehicle services remained paralyzed in Tripura due to trade unions called nationwide strike. Tripura BJP government gave strict order for functioning of government offices, launched TRTC bus services from morning onwards, but no or very little passengers could be seen in those buses. Strike almost paralyzed transport system, markets at various places of Agartala city. Although few shops of several markets including meat and fish shops remained open, but very less customers could be seen. Many people were chasing the feeling of panic. But as the ruling BJP force moved door to door and threatened the traders to open their shops, the rate of opening increased as the day progressed, though most of the business establishments came to a total stop. As the bandh commenced today, no CPIM or CITU worker was in sight for picketing, but the infamous motorbike brigade of the ruling BJP took to the streets in a totally unprovoked manner, stormed the CITU state headquarters in Office Lane area of Mellarmat. The miscreants ransacked the entire office besides tearing posters, festoons and pulling down flags which were dumped into nearby drain and the road. The furnitures of the office were also destructed by the goons. Within the next hour, the gang of mafia elements similarly vandalized the CPI state headquarters at TRTC Chomani. Apart from the capital city Agartala, the strike got massive response at other districts and subdivisions also. In Dharmanagar, the northern district, a profound effect of strike could be seen. The markets remained closed since morning and most of the shops were closed. However, till the last reports came in, no untoward incident has been reported in Northern District. The strike was profoundly supported by public and was observed peacefully. In the left-supported trade unions' nationwide strike in Tripura, massive response could be seen at Khedachhara area of rural Tripura. In the areas of Tiliamura, Mungyakami, Kalyanpur, the strike called by the trade unions did not get that much of response. As the day proceeded, almost many shops and business establishments, almost 90% of them, were opened. Also, the small vehicles like auto, rickshaw, tom-tom plied like other days. It can be said that in Tiliamura subdivision, the strike got rarely 10% response from the public. However, a journalist, Sharif Ahmed, 30 years of age, Bakshinagar correspondent of Duranta TV channel, was attacked and brutally beaten up by BJP cadres while he was taking pictures of dysfunctional Bakshinagar bus stand. CPIM activist Ripon Mia was also injured inside the Sonargaon hotel, where the miscreants owing allegiance to BJP had stormed inside the hotel. All the untoward incidents of violence took place in front of police administrative forces deployed at various parts of Agartala city, who played the role of silent spectators. Although it was not any political strike, rather the trade unions called the strike to protest against the new farm and labour laws and against various anti-people policies of the BJP government in the centre. In these various independent federations and associations are a part of the joint platform. The 10 central unions include Indian National Trade Union Congress (INTUC), All India Trade Union Congress (AITUC), Hind Mazdoor Sabha (HMS), Centre of Indian Trade Unions (CITU), All India United Trade Union Centre (AIUTUC), Trade Union Coordination Centre (TUCC), and Self-Employed Women's Association (SEVA). Others are All India Central Council of Trade Unions (AICCTU), Labour Progressive Federation (LPF), and United Trade Union Congress (UTUC). However, BJP aligned Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh (BMS) is not participating in the strike. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Ex-Chief Minister Manik Sarkar along with senior CPIM leaders Gautam Das, Manik De went to visit the destructed CPI-SUCI headquarters. Former Chief Minister said that this is a result of cowardness and fear. As feared well in advance, vandalism of the worst form marred today's bandh called by the trade unions and peasant organizations across the country to protest against the anti-labour and anti-farmer policies of the Narendra Modi-led central government. The opposition-left parties had been campaigning to make the bandh a successful one, but the BJP took out processions and motorbike rallies with aggressive slogans. As the strike commenced today, no CPIM or CITU worker was in sight for picketing to keep away from clash. But the infamous motorbike brigade of the ruling BJP took to the streets and in a totally provoked manner vandalized the C2 state headquarters at Office Lane area of Mellarmat. The mafias ransacked the entire office besides tearing posters, festoons and pulling down flags that were dumped at nearby drains and roads. All furnitures of the office were broken and upturned besides destruction of papers, documents, books, etc. But as there was no resistance, the antisocial elements moved away back silently. The incident happened at around 10 am in the morning hours of Thursday. Within 1 hour, the gang of mafia elements materialized in front of the CPI state headquarters near TRTC Chomani and similarly vandalized the entire office, pulling down flags and festoons, destroying documents and papers and even the only television set inside. The almirah was also overturned and dumped outside. After being informed of what had been happening, the CPI leaders tried to contact police, but allegedly the police did not respond to the calls. Reacting to the BJP's vandalism, the Situ state president and former minister Manik De strongly condemned the attack on Situ office. He said, "This is the first time in history that our state headquarters has been vandalized in such a blatant manner without any provocation. The BJP is doing all this because they know that they are already isolated from the people. The silent support to our Bandh is overwhelming and very soon they will confront the wrath of the people."
সারা রাজ্যে জনগণ ব্যাপকভাবে সাড়া দিয়েছে ধর্মঘটে। গোটা রাজ্যেই কিন্তু দোকানপাট রাস্তাঘাট সবই প্রায় বন্ধ, মানুষ সামিল হয়েছে। গতকাল থেকেই গত 2-3 দিনই ওরা হুজ্জুতি শুরু করেছে, জোর করে দোকানপাট খুলতে শুরু করেছে, কোথাও কোথাও গাড়ি ঘোড়া জোর করে নিয়ে আসছে। কিন্তু সাধারণ মানুষ কিন্তু নৈতিকভাবে 100% সমর্থন করেছে ধর্মঘটকে। মুসলিমও কিছু বিজেপি লোক, ইভেন বিজেপির যারা লোক তারাও সমর্থন করেছে। বিজেপি যারা সাধারণ মানুষ, কারণ এই স্ট্রাইকটাই ধর্মঘটের যে দাবিগুলো এটা সর্বাংশের জন্য, এটা কোনো একটা রাজনৈতিক দলের জন্য না, সমস্ত অংশের মানুষের দাবি নিয়ে আমরা রাস্তায় নেমেছি। হতাশাগ্রস্ত হয়ে এখন তার কোনো পথ খোলা হবে না। কখনো কোনোদিন এই CI2 অফিস, এই অফিসটা আজকের না, বহু বছর ধরে এই CI2 অফিসটা আছে। কোনোদিন এই CI2 অফিস কখনো কোনোদিন আক্রান্ত হয়নি। জোটা হলো CI2 অফিস কিন্তু আক্রান্ত হয়নি। এই যে 1980
Manik De added that the party center will be informed of the shameful things that have happened today. Former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar also visited the destructed CPI SUCI party office along with senior leaders Manik De and Gautam Das. Talking to the reporters, former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar said,
বিষয়টাতে এক্ষুনি কিছু বলতে চাইছি না, আমরা সারা ত্রিপুরার খবর নিচ্ছি। এটা 3টা সাড়ে 3টার পরে গিয়ে ফার্স্ট ফেজে একটা রিপোর্ট আমাদের কাছে আছে, নেক্সট ফেজটা কোথায় কি হচ্ছে আমরা খবর নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করছি, সবটা মিলিয়ে বলতে চাইছি। এখন এই CPI অফিসের উপর যে আক্রমণটা এই সম্পর্কে জিজ্ঞেস করলে আমি এটাই বলবো, এটা মানে কি বলবো, তো মানে বিজেপির চূড়ান্ত দুর্বলতার নিদর্শন। এটা শক্তি না, জনবিচ্ছিন্নতা থেকে হতাশা, হ্যাঁ, এবং এই যে 2-3 দিন যাবত যে থ্রেট করছে, এই থ্রেট করেও যে বন্ধের বিরুদ্ধে মানুষকে নিতে পারেনি, তাতে বন্ধের যারা আহ্বায়ক রাজনৈতিক দল, তাদের অনুসারী যে সমস্ত ট্রেড ইউনিয়ন বা মাস অর্গানাইজেশন, এই বাছাই করে 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 যেখানে যেখানে তাদের সুযোগ সুবিধা হচ্ছে আক্রমণ করছে, তার মধ্যে অন্যতম CPI।
The CPIM Politburo member and ex-Chief Minister Manik Sarkar criticized the role of ruling BJP and called its action a move of cowards. He said their actions proves that the strike is successful. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Durante TV channel journalist Sharif Ahmed faced attack by some BJP supporters while he was taking pictures of today's dysfunctional situation at Bakshanagar bus stand. Once again, journalists attacked in Tripura while taking pictures of the strike today. Durante TV channel journalist Sharif Ahmed on Thursday has been severely attacked by some BJP supporters led by Jamul Haq, president of Bakshanagar Yuva Morcha, while Sharif was taking pictures of today's trade unions bandh at Bakshanagar motor stand. The miscreants hit his head hardly, leading to extreme bleeding. Sharif Ahmed is currently undergoing treatment at the Bakshanagar hospital, where the doctor had to put 3 stitches in his head. The goons also snatched away his mobile phone and camera. Every now and then, journalists and media persons are facing attacks in the state of Tripura. Independent journalists are living under fear as they are not able to work. Democracy and press freedom has collapsed in the state under Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb. A new culture of bullying, abusing, threatening and killing journalists is now the reality in Tripura. Administrative forces act as silent spectators and doesn't take any step to call out the forces responsible for building up the prevailing atmosphere. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Scuffle, stray of incidents of violence are reported from various parts of West Bengal during nationwide strike called by the trade unions. Activists of different parties took part in the Bandh. The Trinamool Congress and its trade union wing has supported the issues related to the strike called by the central trade unions but has opposed the strike. Stray incidents of violence and scuffle was reported on Thursday from several districts of West Bengal including Kolkata as the supporters of the left parties and the Congress tried to enforce the nationwide strike called by several central trade unions. Normal life was partially affected as despite of the state government's efforts to ensure plying of vehicles on streets and running of trains as per schedule, people largely stayed indoors. The state government on the other side announced that its employees would have to compulsorily attend work and absence would be considered break in service. The Trinamool Congress and its trade union wing has supported the issues related to the strike called by the central trade unions but has opposed the Bandh. The Centre of Indian Trade Unions, the All India United Trade Union Centre, the Trade Union Coordination Centre and Self-Employed Women's Association, the Indian National Trade Union Congress, the All India Trade Union Congress and Hind Mazdoor Sabha have participated in the nationwide strike protesting against the policies of the centre. From early morning of Thursday, the supporters of left parties along with the Congress took out several rallies in support of the strike in Kolkata and other districts. In Jadavpur and Maniktala area of the city, supporters of left party squatted on the road to block vehicular movement. Bandh supporters tried to close the shutters of Central Metro Station in Kolkata and in Habra in North 24 Parganas. A railway employee at ticket counter was injured. In different parts of the state, there were reports of roads being blocked and burning of tires. The left leadership alleged that in certain places, police used force and that several of its supporters were injured in the violence. Bureau Report, Hallabol. In their two-day Delhi Chalo protest march against the newly implemented farm laws, the Punjab farmers faced water cannons, tear gas when stopped by the Haryana police while leading towards national capital Delhi. Bracing overnight rains and chilly winds, thousands of protesting farmers on Thursday assembled at various places along the Haryana borders in Punjab amid a mounting tension. They have been stopped by the Haryana police while heading towards the national capital for their Delhi Chalo protest against the three central farm laws. The Haryana police Thursday used water cannons and tear gas at the state borders against protesting farmers to stop their Delhi Chalo protest march. The farmers were protesting against the new farm laws which were recently passed by the centre. They were allegedly trying to jump across the police barricading to enter Haryana. At the Shambhu interstate border with Punjab, the police used loudspeakers to tell farmers who had assembled on the Punjab side to disperse, but some tried to remove the barricades. The situation intensified when protesting farmers threw several police barricades off the bridge into the Ghagar river. Police resorted to using water cannons and tear gas shells to disperse the farmers. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Corona negative certificate will be required for India-Bangladesh travel. Similar instruction letter reached the Benapole Immigration Health Department. In order to prevent COVID infection in case of second surge, the Bangladeshi passport holders will need a corona negative certificate in order to return to Bangladesh from India this time, said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bangladesh, which is expected to take effect from any day in the next 1 week. One such instruction letter reached the Benapole Immigration Health Department last Wednesday afternoon. However, this decision will be implemented not only by land but also by rail and air. The distance from Benapole to Kolkata, the main commercial city of India, is only 64 km. The passport holders travel more on this route for medical, business and travel due to easy communication system. About 3 million domestic and foreign passengers travel between India and Bangladesh on this route every year. The government's revenue from travel is around ₹100 crores. The government of the two countries, both India and Bangladesh, took various measures to prevent the spread of COVID infection. On 13th of March, Bangladeshis were barred from travelling by the Indian government. Few Indians were also stuck in Bangladesh. This was especially serious for patients who were unable to go for treatment. Traders were also at a huge loss as communication was cut off. Later, after 5 long months, the Indians who were first stuck in Bangladesh got a chance to return home. Later, the Indian government gave Bangladeshis the opportunity to travel on medical and business visas. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Well, that's all from the English Bulletin at this moment. For more news and updates, keep tuning into Hallabol.